Am I the bad guy for asking my parents unfair questions? So I 17 learned last year that I was adopted by my adoptive dad. My parents never told me. A few months later, I found a letter my dad wrote before he died, while my mom was pregnant with me, and in that letter it explained he had no contact with his bio family, and he wanted me to have no contact with them either, and that he was the reason, not mom. He wanted me to blame him if I blamed anyone. He also said how much he loved me and how much he wanted to raise me. He also explained that he had 3 best friends who were the only family he recognized, and they were his brothers and everything except blood, and he knew they would always be a big part of my life. And they would tell me all about him. Only my parents didn't keep them in my life. So I grew up not knowing about my dad or the people he called brothers. It was such a bombshell, and I struggled to process, and I didn't forgive, so my parents decided we needed therapy together. They said the reason to not keep my uncles around was they felt like it was preventing me from knowing my adoptive dad as my real dad. Mom said she didn't want me to ever tell him he wasn't my real dad. She didn't want me caring more for dad's best friends than the man raising me. Dad admitted to being jealous and wanting the 3 guys from my dad's life out of my life, so I could be his kid and he wouldn't forever be my stepdad. I was 2 when this all went down, and I was 2 when the adoption happened. My parents wanted us to move on from this. Mom said she felt like this was a tiny blip in the ocean. She also said my younger siblings would never recover if I walked away from my family. They didn't like me asking this stuff, and they said my questions and expectations for them to be perfect are unfair.